Honest truth remains that this is the reasons, or is among the reasons why APC government don't like Peter Obi, because Peter Obi is not even talking. Peter Obi is not even campaigning, but people are the ones campaigning for Peter Obi. This video now, someone came out, an activist came out. What he said about Peter Obi will shock you, and I don't think Tinubu or anybody, Wike and the rest, will like this video. Just take a listen and let me get your own views in the comment section.
Trailblazer, the story of Mr. Peter Obi. Joseph Enemona Ame Esquire, somebody that I'm very close to, somebody who is a man of wit and grit. Is somebody who, you know, like they say, at a time and in a world where you can count on people, where our values have become but anything to write home about, we still have people who still believe in those what I call spiritual and natural values, those things that don't go away, those things that don't change, regardless of seasons, regardless of time, regardless of people. Nations and leaders and people come and people go, but natural and spiritual values, they never change. Integrity will always be integrity. Honesty will always be honesty. Love will always be love. Power and passion and dedication, they'll always be what they are. In terms of its implementation, they can change depending on the era that you are giving birth to. If you are born in the time of Adam and Eve, the way you would implement these values will be different as to if you're born in our generation. But the essence of what they are, they never change. They always remain the same. And that's how I see the author of this book, which is also a replica and a reflection of who our leader is, Mr. Peter Obi, a man whom I believe and I think that I've had the most rare privilege to have worked with. I mean, I say this thing not lightly, but I can tell you that in the last 2 years, I've been given the rare privilege to have traveled with him all over the world. And it's something that will always remain with me for the rest of my life. Of course, you know that my book will have to come too, because there are areas, when I think about flying from Abuja to London, from London to Houston, from Houston to Phoenix, from Phoenix to California, and back to Texas, and back to London, and back to Abuja, all within just 5 days. That's how strong mentally and physically Mr. Peter Obi is. I never thought I was strong until I was given this rare privilege to work with him very closely. He's not a man that, I never had his number even through the elections in 2022, 2023. It was after the protest that I led for over 23 days, being in DSS, going through all kinds of things, my properties being seized. Even though I was the official MC of the Obi Daddy campaign organization, I never had that intimate contact with him. I never knew that he took notice of everyone and everybody and the nuances through the madness of the movements from Sokoto to Zamfara to Abuja to Lagos to Ibadan to all kinds of places, to the bushes in Mubi to Mopa to all the places we went to. Mr. Peter Obi is somebody who is a man of detail. The day he was talking to me about myself, and incidentally, Aisha Yusufu was there in Lagos, I started crying because, number one, I didn't do any of the things I was doing because I wasn't doing it to Mr. Peter Obi or for Mr. Do you understand what I mean? I was doing it for the nation called Nigeria. Yes, he was the presidential candidate. Yes, he's a mentor, a father, and a leader. But I wasn't doing it. He could be the beneficiary of it, but I was doing whatever I was doing for the nation. So unlike many people, I was never entitled. I've met thousands of people across the world and nation who felt that, oh, Mr. Peter Obi hasn't gotten the attention. The day he called me on the phone, I chuckled because he said, Ogamo, I still remember, like yesterday, 2 years ago exactly, told me how he watched through the proceedings of the campaigns and said every time I lifted the microphone that there was an ambience and the atmosphere changed. He recounted how he knew that I wasn't like in the inner caucus of the campaign, but I spent my money going from state to state. When he started talking about those details, It got me in tears. That's Mr. Peter Obi, a man who understands global finance. Of course, a wealthy man, but one who understands, who has respect for money. A concrete trader. I haven't met anybody who understands money and finance and the economy like Mr. Peter Obi. A trader to the core. One whom you will mistake him because of his humility. I can remember home and abroad and in many places where, I mean, a few weeks ago we had a lecture in London Business School, and I remember when I was talking with the organizers, and I said, sir, they want us there. He said, no, what is the time written on that, on the ivy? I say it's 11 o'clock. But the organizers are telling me we need to be here. No, at this particular time. He said, no, we're going to be there at the stipulated time that is written on the ivy. And of course, he was there, sitting there. He comes to a meeting late, whether by flight or by anything, he sits right behind. And he insists to sit right behind. The qualities that we talk about has enshrined the stories that are here. What makes him a trailblazer are these details of integrity, of honesty. They are this foundation, the fulcrum of humanity. They are the basis of things, so difficult, but yet he keeps to it regardless of who is watching. That's what makes him a trailblazer. And I can recount some of the things that, takes me aback. Like I said, I've been given a rare privilege to have traveled with him from Qatar to Indonesia to 17 states in America. Everywhere I've been with him, and for most places alone. So I know the man. I can speak of him when it comes to loving a nation or a people like a father who truly commits to the innate desire of nation building. Yes, he does. What it has to do with sitting beside him with presidents of nation, from President Jonathan to IBB, or to President Paul Kagame, or to the former president of Indonesia, and to the leaders in Qatar. The privileges have been given to sit side by side, talking to ministers and ambassadors in Indonesia, just because of what he brings to the table, understanding of the status quo, the nuances of the present day Nigeria, what it means, the energy that we all, he exemplifies and is sitting on the niche. He understands what you are going through. He understands what the elite, for lack of a better description, conspiracy is about, and yet he stays above the water. He's not carried away at every point in time. This is the man, Mr. Peter Obi. The story of a trader to a trailblazer. One whom have changed the electioneering process of Nigeria. One who has brought what we call the ancient landmark back into the political scenery of our country. One whom have exemplified what we know as stories of founding fathers of nation. The man, Mr. Peter Obi, a trader. One who has a journey that has changed our livelihood, like written here, from the bustling market of Onitsha to the national stage. This is a biography, a chronicle of the life of Mr. Peter Gregory Obi, a man whose integrity, simplicity, and vision continues to inspire the generation before, the generation now, and yes, of course, the generation to come. And I'm going to be making some payments for some of the books so that they take them to secondary schools and different places. I'm going to be committing 100,000 to begin with, and I would ensure that I do more, because I have written books too and I know what it is. I would of course share and also commit some funds to the author to encourage him and to ensure that this goes to the end of our country. This is well written, I can say, and I can see the caption well cultured. Of course, I know Mr. Peter Obi is in Abuja today, and I would ensure that I take the message to him, and if possible, have our author meet with him today. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you and welcome. Dr. Moses Paul. And of course, even though campaign I've started, I'm not here to campaign.
Yeah.
But I'm also here to say that I'm the only person running for Abuja Municipal Area Council. I say this with the utmost pride and also humility, because nobody, I dare say, this is the most important geographical space in Africa. Many people do not even know AMAC. The president lives here. The National Assembly is here. All the diplomatic symbolism and connection are here. Over 100, what do you call them, embassies are right here. So you need somebody who is grassrooted. I went to primary school here. I understand the city. I was the head boy in my primary school, secondary school. And up until PhD was done right here in AMAC, right here in Abuja. So I understand the city. And I also know that I've traveled over 20 countries around the world. I know what a capital city should be like. Today, if you ask who is like being in London and not knowing the mayor of London, never again, I say. You need somebody. 2 years ago, I used to get grants in millions from the American embassy to put children in school. And the American ambassador confided in me. He said, Dr. Mo, what you're doing, the people who are supposed to be doing this do not even understand that we return money back every year to our home country. Nigeria is signatory to what you call the Universal Basic Education, which means that you can get money from these embassies to put children in school. From age 1 to 9 are supposed to go to school for free. But here in AMAC, our children were out of school for months without the urgency of attention. AMAC does not exist. People don't know the difference. No, what the president and the ministers are doing has nothing to do with the local governance. AMAC is in darkness, without light, without water. AMAC is dirty. I have a PhD in environmental resource planning. I set the policies of environment in Kogi State 4 or 5 years ago. I understand what it means. Waste management is a multi-billion-dollar industry. Go to AMAC, what I'm talking about, city center, let your car break down in city center and see what will happen. Insecurity everywhere. And on this note, it is very sad. One of the most brilliant minds in journalism has just been brutally murdered right here in AMAC without consequences. We have no local governance in AMAC. This is what I'm coming to do, and it's no rhetorics. I have gone to Atlanta to bring medical equipment worth millions of dollars to renovate even the local primary health care center. If you go to Gui by Tunga Madaki, I have facilitated and I've done things there and put some of the people there. I mean, the single nurse taking care of over 100 women who are pregnant. I've gone around. I understand AMAC. Our primary health care centers don't exist. Children are out of school. Our young people have become touts and vagabonds and become migrants. AMAC is not even safe. The FCT is not safe. Energy cannot be created or destroyed. It can only be converted from one form to another. I understand the young people. I can give them jobs. I can give you a very simple example. The 100 embassies you see are 100 jobs, people that I will train. On my assumption of office, that's 100 young people that I am going to train because I understand what to do. I can crush the price of food right here in AMAC. You shouldn't be hungry if you're in AMAC. AMAC does not even have a bakery. I can have 100,000 people working right now that can crush the price of bread. I mean, bread is 2,000. Poor people can't even buy bread in AMAC. You can be hungry in Benue, in Zamfara, or in Lagos. You should not be hungry in AMAC. It is the center of the country. So it's an aberration what we're having. This story can change, and new AMAC is possible. And Dr. Mo is here to do that.
Because the truth remains that Peter Obi is the best candidate that we Nigerians can ever have. Anybody you see today talking against Peter Obi is because he's working for APC or because he's looking for a way to enter the APC government. Because that's only the way that they are doing all these things they're doing. coming out to cook up a lie against Peter Obi, because we all know that these people have done nothing else but just to cook up lies against Obi. And the gospel truth is that they don't have any evidence about this man that they are lying against. So they came out and lied, that no evidence. Omokri lied, no evidence. Deji Adeyanju lied, no evidence. The worst part is that Peter Obi is not even saying anything. People are fighting for him. How many Nigerian politicians are people fighting for? These are the questions we need to be asking ourselves. How many Nigerian politicians are people fighting for? None. Only one man, Peter Obi. You come out and lie against Peter Obi, his allies will come out and defend him. You come up and threaten him, his supporters will come out and defend him. It's just a proof that this is what people want. The issue now is that we Nigerians will destroy ourselves by ourselves come 2027, because some people will still allow themselves to be bribed by chicken change. When are we going to say no to bribery and corruption, my fellow Nigerians? Is it when hunger have killed so many people? That's when we wake up. Because the level of hunger in Nigeria today is alarming. Where people don't know where the next meal is coming from because of hunger. The hunger is massive to the extent that people don't know what they will eat. People are now selling their brothers, betraying their brothers because of chicken change so that they can have something to eat. This is the level that Nigeria have gotten to, and then people will still go and collect bribery and corruption to steal ballot box and to overvote and to sell their votes. Let us make the right choice come 2027. Let me see you guys in my next video as you this in the comment section.